Inside Florence, inside the central market, they've got a lot of different food options on offer. It was one of the ways of bringing together all the good produce in and around the area, in and around Tuscany, and that's what I hope to see.
So you're not going to invest in any of this quality Italian leather?
I'm tempted. I'm tempted.
You are tempted.
I'm tempted. Now, one of the big places you have got to see when you're in the region of Tuscany is obviously Florence. Once upon a time, the capital city of Italy as we know it. Brilliant city, loads of things to do, amazing architecture, but one of the great features of this place is the central market of Florence. So much stuff to do here, full of so many different foods to try, so many different amazing foods. Now, we're gonna spend some time eating something that's quite traditional to the region, something that's very popular in Italy, what I like to call the cousin of bruschetta, and that is crostini misti. Crostini misti effectively in Italian means little crusts, and it's similar to bruschetta in that you get freshly baked bread and on top of it you've got loads of different ingredients, and it's just lightly drizzled with some olive oil as well. And the difference, obviously, bruschetta we know is, you know, bits of tomato, onion, sometimes garlic. Here we've got a variety of loads of different toppings, so that's what's going to make it super interesting. So if you see here, we've got 2 plates, 8 different selections of different crostinis. So back in medieval times, it was traditional for peasants to eat their meal off a slice of bread as opposed to ceramics. It meant they could cut a bit of cost, and so they used to effectively use the bread as their plate. And from then it's just developed into a dish that's much loved around the entire country. So you'll see a selection, some of them have different kinds of tomatoes. One here has got artichoke, this one here is ricotta with olives. Here we have spinach and scamorza cheese. We've got another 4 as well. Here we've got buffalo mozzarella with tomatoes. We've got one with aubergine. We've got another one with smoked scamorza. Don't know if you can see it here. And it's got some peppers. And then we've got cream cheese with anchovies. So this is going to be a serious treat. I'm going to go for the artichoke first because I absolutely love artichoke. This is amazing. Oh man, that's delicious. So fresh, very light, very delicate. Get a taste of that drizzle of olive oil. And the artichoke is just such a fundamentally amazing vegetable. I love it. Fantastic. That bread is so fresh. It's got the right level of kind of crunch to it and chew. Very good. I'm gonna try a bit of the smoked scamorza because this is a really special cheese, and then you've got some pepper on the side. Oh my god, that is an amazing cheese. It's got an amazing texture, very meaty cheese, and it's smoked through as well. That smokiness comes through wonderfully. It's really nice. Oh, and it's got a nice amount of chew to it. The outer layer of the cheese is a bit strong, so it's got a little bit of a chewiness on the outside, and inside it's soft, bouncy kind of cheese, and that smokiness is just brilliant. This is just amazing. Crostini, ladies and gentlemen, must have here in the central market of Florence. Okay, in the market now we found some norma, which is deep fried rice coated in some breadcrumbs, and inside we've got some eggplant or aubergine as we like to call it. And the great thing about this is it's very similar to the supli, which you can find across Rome and other parts of Italy, but this bad boy is from Sicily. We've been very lucky to find it in this street market here. Now if you open this bad boy up, you'll be able to see, wow, just look at that. Aubergine, rice, cheese. This looks delicious. Yellow rice as well. The colors in that are fantastic. It's just like a parcel. It's almost like a Scotch egg, but no egg inside, just eggplant. Oh wow, that is delicious. So creamy inside. The cheese very, very strong. Eggplant, aubergine, great thing to have inside it. Little hints of tomato as well, which come through. And that texture of loads and loads of rice inside, coated in those breadcrumbs. A really good snack, a really good street food option as well. Delicious. Okay, so the next dish we're gonna try in Florence Central Market is none other than the amazing Ribolitta. Now this is a very special soup dish. It originates in Tuscany, in this region. It originates from peasants. Peasants are the ones that put this dish together. It's effectively a soup, but in it is bread, vegetables, various beans. It's a very, very hearty soup. People believe it originated in the Middle Ages and was effectively where workers and servants for rich, kind of wealthy masters would gather up the leftovers of the old minestrone soup, put it together, reheat it, and have it themselves. And that is basically where the Ribolitta came from. And as a consequence, a new dish in and of itself was born. And it's such a famous Tuscan dish. It's a must try when you're here. Oh, hot. That is amazing. You just taste warmth and comfort in every bite of that. It's very, very tasty. Got a very distinct vegetable-y taste, as you can imagine, because you've got effectively melted bread in there as well. That adds a really nice texture and a real flavor actually. When you think about bread, you don't really think it has a flavor, but you can taste bread in there even though it's in a very dissolved form. And like I said, with the beans and the vegetables, it's got a very, very hearty taste to it. Very, very comforting. I am super, super excited now to try this special pasta. Why? Because it's a truffle cream cheese pasta. Truffle, as we know, is one of the most expensive food items in the world. Some of the best kinds of truffle can cost up to 10,000 euros per kilo. Some of the best truffle forages and best truffle can be found in the Tuscany region of Italy. And that's why I was so keen to try it here. Oh yeah. Oh my god. So rich, so tasty, so subtle in the mouth, yet delicious and creamy. The thing about truffle, there's quite a strong, deep, musky aroma to it, but it's quite garlicky, quite mushroomy, tastes a bit like a mushroom, but it's got a really, really strong aroma, a very special aroma that's added to the dish. And it works really, really well with the cheese. The cream cheese and the truffle work fantastically well together. That fundamentally earthy, nutty taste that truffle brings to the dish really, really sets it apart from any other pasta dish you'll try. This is amazing. And another thing that we're going to try is the amazing risotto. I was very keen on trying the risotto in Milan, where you can get the risotto Milanese and it's topped off with veal shanks. So some people say that they first discovered putting saffron into rice, which subsequently led to the creation of the risotto. Some people say it was a builder who was working as a part of the construction team to build the Duomo, and then during his lunchtime he had the brilliant idea of using the saffron, which he'd usually use as a pigmentation tool. Some say he just shoved that into his rice at lunchtime, and that led to the birth of the risotto as we know. It's still very, very common in the north of Italy, one of the most popular dishes across Italy and the most popular way of cooking rice here in Italy. So this is the mushroom risotto. Oh wow, so creamy, so rich, so delicious. Lots and lots of cheese in there as well, just cooked into the pan, cooked into the broth, and that all melts away and dissolves, and all the good stuff is left to remain, and the rice absorbs it, and it just makes it amazing. The mushroom adds that separate, extra special dynamic to it. I absolutely love risotto. I've had rice in various different forms around the UK, around the world. Risotto is a really, really special way of serving up that rice. So for our next Italian dish, we have come to Bologna, a beautiful, majestic, medieval city. An interesting fact for you is they've actually got the oldest university in Europe in this place. A lot of people think it's the University of Oxford, which is in the UK, but it's not. This university, the University of Bologna, opened up in 1088. Oxford officially started in a small capacity around 1096, and then later on started developing rapidly about 100 a year so later, when the king at the time banned British students from going to the University of Paris. And what better thing to try than the famous Ragu. Now, a lot of people say this is where the origins of the spaghetti bolognese comes from this very dish here, found in the heart of Bologna. And what makes this distinct is meat is cooked within the pasta sauce, and then the pasta is added to that sauce. So this is mincemeat inside tagliatelle pasta in a tomato base and some carrots. So this is what effectively preceded the spaghetti bolognese. And on the side we've got some traditional Parmesan cheese, which is very popular again across Italy and super popular in Bologna. So we get a bit of this and we just sprinkle it all over that ragu. We are very lucky. We have hit the jackpot, because as you know, we've been in search of food that we can eat, and that is usually vegetarian food or some sort of fish. But in this case, we've actually managed to track down the only place in the entire city of Bologna that serves halal ragu. That's right, these guys use halal meat. The owner is Italian, most of the people that work in this restaurant is Italian, but there are a few employees of this restaurant who are from Pakistan. They've requested the owner to get halal meat so that they can enjoy it, and the owner obliged. Now, as a result, this is the only restaurant in all of Bologna that you can actually have a proper Italian ragu at that is 100% halal. So we are super excited about that. Get a good bit of that tagliatelle. Oh, this looks brilliant. Oh wow. Oh, that is delicious. It's so authentic as well. I absolutely love it. That tagliatelle made fresh by the chefs in the back. It's got a lovely warm vibe to it. The pasta is of a really nice consistency, and then you got that meat which is nice and soft, and it's just got that lovely tomatoey taste to it. You sprinkle on a little bit of that Parmesan and it takes it to an absolutely another level. This is delicious. This is a real taste of Bologna. So the next dish we are going to try in this amazing, uniquely halal Italian restaurant in Bologna is something they call the tocchino. This is effectively a platter of cold meat and cheese with some rocket as well. Obviously cold meat and cold cheese, very popular across Italy. This is an antipasti dish, so it's one of the courses you can have in a bigger Italian meal. And this right here is turkey meat. So here goes. All right. Oh yeah. Oh, that is lovely. That rocket is so strong. Very powerful leaf, the rocket. It comes striking through. The cheese is wonderful and pungent and strong as a good cheese should be. And that meat, that turkey, has a real smoky taste to it. You can tell it's been cured for a while. It tastes lovely. All of it together works really well in the mouth, and that little drizzle of olive oil as well makes it a bit moist in your mouth. Absolutely delicious. The tocchino. We're now going to be trying some breakfast in Bologna. So on the not so busy streets of this majestic, medieval, beautiful city, beaming with so much lovely architecture, we found a coffee place that's been serving people here for the past few decades. And for breakfast, the Italians, they don't really go big on savory. They like their sweet food, they like their pastries, and of course they love their coffee. Here we found something that's a little bit niche, a bit different, and that is a charcoal activated croissant that's stuffed with custard. Everyone knows that croissants are a big thing in France, but they're also quite a big thing in Italy. It's just a quick light pastry and a coffee, and that gets them going for the day. And obviously later on comes all that pasta and pizza and all the other good stuff. So this is the charcoal croissant. Charcoal activated croissant. You can see it's dark, charcoal color, dusted with a bit of icing sugar, and in there they've injected a good bit of custard. So let's try this. I've never tried a black croissant. This is a first for me. To be brutally honest, I don't really think it makes any difference to the flavor, the charcoal. It tastes like a normal croissant. It's just black, which is different. But that custard that's inside is actually very, very nice. Got a wonderful little tang to it as well. A little bit of a fruity tang, which I really, really like. On the side here, I've got something absolutely crucial to the Italians, the Italian food culture. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the espresso. This shot of black coffee is something that will keep me running and keep me going probably for 48 hours straight. I'm quite sensitive to caffeine as it is, but the espresso is the strongest form of coffee you'll find, and no one does it better than the Italians. Oh, that is very, very bitter. As you can imagine from any espresso that you may have had, very, very strong shot of coffee. That one sip sent shivers down my entire body because it was so strong and bitter. But fundamentally, it's a very, very good coffee. The flavor is amazing. It's very, very refined, a fresh, beautiful coffee with a lovely, lovely taste to it. This is the city of Bologna, ladies and gentlemen. An absolute wonder, a marvel, and a very, very nice and beautiful food culture here that you need to come and try.
And that's it for this week's episode of Cuisine in Italy. But don't worry, we'll be back next week for an epic food extravaganza in the phenomenal city of Rome.